Notice all the little plants that grow on these oak trees. The soft grey tendrils you see hanging down is called Spanish moss. The little green plant that grows on the limbs is called resurrection fern. Both are air plants, southern air plants. No roots. They don't grow on the ground. They grow up in the air in the trees. And they get all the moisture and all the food they require directly from the air. They're called epiphytes. And resurrection fern is so named because when the air is dry, that little plant turns brown, shrivels up, looks like it's dead. As soon as we get a shower of rain, like we did yesterday, it all bursts back into green light, resurrects. That's resurrection fern. So some interesting little plants here. It was on the market in 1972, and it stayed on the market until 2 years ago. She just couldn't sell it. We think the problem she had is the fact that the fellow who built that house, Confederate General Benjamin J. Wilson, still lives in the house. You can see the old fellow in that tower on the top left-hand corner. He appears on dark nights with his grey Confederate uniform on, long white beard, sword clanking at his side, peering out into the square with his brush sunscreen. In the window next to the front door, a little girl sitting in the chair. Very unhappy child, very unhappy household. The mother had died of yellow fever. The house was plunged in mourning. And we believe that ghosts appear in houses where they were not very happy during their lifetime. And for those of you who don't believe in ghosts, I can tell you that I've seen both of them myself. On a dark, rainy, windswept night in Calvin Square, I saw the general in that tower, and I saw that little girl wriggling in her chair. And that night I'd only had a couple of bourbons for dinner, a few beers, and 3 or 4 bottles of wine at the sixpence pub. But set by National Church residents.
Welcome aboard, y'all. My name is Tabby, and I am your conductor today. Now, if you could please remain seated while the trolley is in motion.
This is where they dropped the white feather down from
No smoking or vaping.
Forrest
No
Gump movie.
alcoholic beverages, and out of respect for your neighbors on the trolley, conversations so whispered, and cell phones on silent.
To the second floor, the mezzanine, that's where you'll find the big front door and all the principal living rooms. Away from all that noise, away from all that bustle. You'll notice a lot of these front doors in Savannah are painted red, by the way. In Savannah, once you've paid your mortgage off, you paint the front door red to let your neighbors know you're free and clear. So,
Okay, so I'm done riding around on the trolley. I'm heading back to where I parked my van. This is down in the historic district. I thought it was interesting. You see the 2 sets of stairs. The men walked up the right, and the women walked up the left because they thought it would be scandalous for a man to walk behind a woman and see her ankles as she was going up the steps, so they had to go up separately. And there are a lot of houses down here that have 2 sets of stairs like that. Interesting. So as you can see, I did the Old Town Trolley today, downtown Savannah. It's really hard to do videos. You can't video the whole hour and a half, and so when you get to something and they start talking about it, you think, oh yeah, Rick would be interested, or the kids would like that, or that's really cool, or whatever. By the time you get your camera up and going, you're already past it. So there's not a lot of video from the tour. I enjoyed the tour. It was interesting. If you like architecture, you'd really love it. You see a lot of homes. Mostly they tell you like who built it and what they did and when it was restored, and you know, there's other parts of interest like the riverfront, and there was some restaurants that would have been fun to eat at. Paula Deen would have been fun to eat at. There's a place called the Pirate's House that is down by the riverfront, and when they remodeling in like the 50s, I think they found a tunnel that goes all the way down to the river where they used to roll the rum barrels up. And they also would take American sailors down through those tunnels, and the British would throw them on their ships, and they would basically kidnap them and make them into British soldiers. And that's one of the reasons that we got into the War of 1812 with Britain, is because they kept conscripting our guys, and Americans said, knock it off. What else? The parking downtown, not fun. I'm getting pretty good at maneuvering that camper around. I'll tell you what, I was driving all the way around down there. One-way streets all over the place. Down there, they have, like, you prepay for your parking, and you get up to 5 hours for $5. And after your $5 are over, you gotta move. So, or you gotta park in one of the city parking lots, and with a camper, it would have been $20 for me to park. If I would have been there an hour or 8 hours, it wouldn't have mattered. It would have been $20. And so I said, no, that's all right. I'll drive around. And I did find a place. I ended up having to walk quite a ways, but you know, it was a pretty walk. And I didn't mind. I didn't really get off the trolley. I took the whole trolley all the way around, the whole hour and a half, just so that I knew where things were. And then I saw that candy shop, and they said that that candy shop is supposedly where the pralines, or pralines, however you want to pronounce it, were first invented. And I thought, oh, I gotta go there. I gotta get those. I know the kids would like that. So I got back on and went around, like it was about halfway, and got off there and looked around till I could find that candy shop, and then got back on the trolley and had to go all the way around back to the beginning to get back to my camper. So it was basically all afternoon. By the time I got parked and everything, I swear, if I make it back with my camper all in one piece, it's going to be a miracle, because what's not hanging down from above, they get you from the side. I trying to pull in because the streets are narrow, trying to get, close enough so that people can get by me on these one-way streets. And all of a sudden, all the way along the side, there's a big tree hanging out there trying to rip off my canopy. I just like, ah! But we made it. I got back and I looked at it, and the canopy looks like it's going to be all right. Tomorrow is supposed to be a nice day yet, so I'll probably go to Tybee Island and check out the ocean. I would really like to go to Charleston. It's over 2 hours drive from here, but there's a plantation tour that you can take up there that looks really interesting. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get back here again. And so I think, oh yeah, it's 2 hours up there and 2 hours back. But then when I think of how far I came, what's another 2 hours up there and 2 hours back? So Thursday it's supposed to rain. And so I'm going to go to Tybee Island because it's supposed to be nice tomorrow. And then I'll just have to wait and see if I can get up there. Yeah, Savannah is not someplace that I would want to spend my February. It's the downtown, the old town is nice, but this is a big city. It is a big city, and when you get out of the old town, it has all of the big city stuff, and some places are dicey, and it's not for me. That's not what I want. I just want a small community. So I'm hoping that as I go down to Jacksonville, along the ocean, There's all the barrier islands and all these little communities. So I'm going to check some of those out. The lady that lives here says it gets cold here in the winter, but what's cold to her? I mean, if it's 60 degrees in February, is that so terribly cold? I don't know. Anyway, a lot to think about, a lot to look at. I can't really think of anything else right now. So I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow. Miss you. Love you. Bye.